Hey everyone, I'm Mike. Thanks for checking out the channel. Today we're going to go into my 10 favorite protest songs. They're not in any kind of chronological order, so there's no number 10 or no number 1. It's just 10 of the songs that I think are amazing. And I love me a protest song because I really feel like those are a time capsule into what was going on at that point. You know, you may disagree with the message, you may agree with the message, but I love that bands have the courage to put themselves out there. And, you know, you could be angering your fan base, but you know what? For me, even bands that I might disagree with, like on some political things, if they have good songs, I still listen to them. It's just me. It's not about hate with me. I just kind of want to spread more love and be happy. So we're going to check out my intro. We're going to come back and we're going to start and go through this list. So let's play the intro.
Jesus Christ. That's Mike's musical rehab.
All right, so we're just going to start this one off with the first one. Song from a band that I really, really love. This is probably the newest one, and it's about 6 years old. So, yeah, a lot of the stuff that I have is from an older time era because that's really where protest songs were really being put out. But being that this one was one that came out newer, it was the band right here is The Killers, Land of the Free. Love this song. It was all about, like, basically American society, talking about everything from gun violence to poverty to immigration. Really was just kind of a cool way they structured the whole song, and I think the chorus is really catchy, and I think it takes balls to go out there and speak your mind, because you're going to get people that disagree with you. But it takes balls. I think it's a really cool song, really cool video. I know Spike Lee directed it. And always love the song. Like I said, you don't have to always agree with the message, but it takes guts to go out there and do that and speak what you believe. So The Killers made my list right here. All right. Now the next one, if you're talking about protest, this band is all protest all the time, and really well known, really amazing, do amazing live shows, no longer together, but this came off their debut album in 1992, and a lot of people would have went with another song off this album, which was Killing in the Name of. I did not. I went off the last track on this album, which was Know Your Enemy. I really love this guitar riff and this intro part to the whole song. And then it just comes in and it's like, it's so unapologetically just in your face. I mean, there's lines in this song that are just absolutely like insanity for that point, saying, you know, I think at one point he says, "What, the land of the free? Whoever told you that is your enemy. Now something must be done." I love the balls of Rage Against the Machine. Definitely stood out there, and, you know, they could piss people off, but you know what? They didn't care. They just did what they did, and that's absolutely amazing. So the one on my list, one of the ones that made the list, is Rage Against the Machine, Know Your Enemy. So we will take that off. This other one right here came from a band that really wasn't known as much for protest songs, had tons and tons of hits, but in the year 1969, they released a song about the Vietnam War, and really was a huge anthem for that time era, and that is right here, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Fortunate Son. This song was essentially about how, you know, the draft was going on. They were pulling all these young kids into war, but kids who were rich, they had rich families, you know, politicians' children, they were able to get exemptions from having to go to the war. And they felt like, hey, you're sending the poor kids out there to die, but the rich kids can just get deferments and not have to go. And I think it was a song that really resonated for that time. And at a point, it could have been controversial, but then when you look back, you did see there was a lot of rich people. And I mean, we could say even into the fact that it's crazy as it is when you look at presidents that we have now from back then. Think about it. Joe Biden, who was there, had a deferment for a foot. Bill Clinton went overseas to college. George Bush got himself in the National Guard, which was one that they talked about, and Trump got a deferment. You know, most of the presidents at that point that could serve, just they weren't presidents, but they had money or affluent families that could get them out of it, and it was really a song for that time. So I think I love Fortunate Son, really, really cool, and it's not putting down the people that were able to get out of it, because there's plenty of people that don't want to go to war, but I think it was an absolutely banger of a song. I love it. Even you look at it, someone who would be like, if people said, oh, they're going one side, you know, Kid Rock performs this song all the time. So I love it. Great song. All right, we will take that off. Now this one, if I'm going to also another quintessential song from that time period, and I think it's got one of the most notable not pinch harmonic, but harmonic notes on a guitar that just hits where it comes in. Like, yeah, I did that awfully. But definitely had one of the coolest chorus, and you know what they just said? You better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. And it's Buffalo Springfield's For What It's Worth. Came out in 1966, peaked at number 7. Was definitely an anthem of that time. Love Buffalo Springfield. You know, members, I think some of the members of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young were in that, I believe. At the time, Stephen Stills was in it. Definitely. And Dusty Springfield. Yeah, really love that song. Great song. I lost my train of thought looking into it, but Buffalo Springfield made my list of top protest songs. I think it's fantastic. Everyone's heard it somewhere out there. Even the movie He Got Game used it in there, like a rap version. But definitely a cool song. Still inspires people to this day. Everybody loves it. So, all right. For What It's Worth, Buffalo Springfield, you made the list. All right. This song came out in 1971. Really spoke just about everything from the war to racial inequality to everything that was just going on in the world, people fighting for the right to just survive. And that is a song that is on Rolling Stone's greatest songs of all time, and that is Marvin Gaye's Why'd I Hit Buffalo Springfield? That is Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Love this song. Inspirational. He's got such a smooth, amazing voice. Marvin Gaye's always got a great voice, but he puts such important lyrics behind this song. Just became an absolute anthem for that time period of people fighting for equality and wanting to just be treated as equal. And you can't hate on that, man. Can't hate on that. Everybody deserves the chance just to be like everybody else. So Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? You did one of my top 10 favorite protest songs of all time. So we will go off of that. We're just going to keep this list going. The next one, had to make this, was from a movie like Do the Right Thing. It is 100% an anthem about just, you know, fighting for what you believe in. And that is definitely one of the bands. This is one of the bands that, just like Rage Against the Machine, was a full-on protest band, and I think they are absolutely amazing. Chuck D was revolutionary in what he was doing with the music, and that song right there, it's Public Enemy's Fight the Power. I love this song. I still listen to this song all the time. Such a good band, such a great band. It was reached number 1 on the rap singles, looking into stuff about it. Came out in the summer of 1989 and was on their album Fear of the Black Planet. Public Enemy's a band that's always fought for their rights, always push for getting treated fairly. And you know what? They were a band that, like, just like I said with certain other bands that had this whole thing, Public Enemy was the band that was like, you know what? We're not going to ask you to treat us fairly. We're going to kick down the door and make you treat us fairly. And love that. Absolutely love this band. Love that song. So, all right, Public Enemy. You made my list. All right, next song. I am well into knowing about this song. Let me see what year it came out. It was released in 1974. I live in a town in Ohio that's not very far from this. I am about 5 miles from Kent State University. And 1970, during a protest of the Vietnam War, there was an awful incident with the National Guard and the college students at Ohio State, and a bunch of people, 4 people died, and it was really, really sad. And the band, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, released a song about it, and that song on the list is Ohio. It was really a memorial to those people who, they were just protesting. And I mean, there was some stuff that happened, some rocks being thrown and stuff, but then they just fired on the crowd, and unfortunately, people's lives were taken. We all know that image. It's just haunting of the girl over the body just crying and the person shot dead on the ground. Definitely a sad moment in our history of the United States, and it was like one of the first times we were looking where our military seemed like it was turned on the people, and Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young definitely memorialized that whole incident, and when you hear that song, it makes you look into the past of what happened. So, on my list of protest songs, Ohio, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. I'm an Ohioan. Love that song. All right, here we go. Coming into my last 3 that I have. This one, you would know because this guy's iconic for writing absolutely amazing songs. And I didn't realize this song was actually written. It was an anti-war song. It was actually written by Lennon and McCartney. I always thought it was just John Lennon with Yoko Ono, but it did release on the Plastic Ono Band's album. And anyone who's heard Yoko sing, you know, it's something. It's something. But I always loved that song, this song right here, and this song on the list is Give Peace a Chance. You know, they performed it while they were in bed, and they had a whole, like, bed sit-in, and such an iconic line just with that, all we are saying is give peace a chance. And it just would draw crowds into singing that with people, and we obviously lost Lennon way, way too early in his life, and he was a guy that just wanted to spread love and spread peace, and I think this song at this point was, instead of coming at it from a point of where, like, other songs like Fortunate Son or For What It's Worth came out and came really directly at the war, this was just, like, asking, can we just try this? Can we just try not having war? And John Lennon and Yoko Ono, Give Peace a Chance. I'm going to give more credit to John Lennon than Yoko Ono, but great song. Sing it all the time. Love it. Just absolutely phenomenal. So that is going to bring us up to a song that was definitely not in the United States. This was not about the United States, this one, but probably my top 3 favorite artists of all time. And it was really about fighting for their own lives in Haiti. They just wanted better conditions, and they were being treated so unfairly. You know, this guy was shot while rehearsing for a show because the government was so against him, and that is one of my favorites of all time, and just amazing. That's Bob Marley with Get Up, Stand Up. Man, what an anthem for, like, you know what? Don't let people push you down. Someone pushes you down, you get back up. And Bob Marley, Get Up, Stand Up is an absolute tribute to that. Just amazing. What a strong soul that guy is. I know the story that comes up, and I don't know much about it or how true it is, but you know, the day he was shot in his rehearsal studio, he had a concert the next day, and people didn't think he was going to make it, and he made it to the show and performed. And he said the phrase that, you know, the people who want to make this world a worse place aren't taking the day off. so I'm not taking the day off either. So, love Bob Marley. I don't know how true that story is. I think I heard it in a movie, the Will Smith movie with zombies, but I think it is a true story, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Love Bob Marley. Redemption song gets me every single time. All right, so we're in the final one on my list, and this one's a pretty controversial one because there's people that would get mad about this song, but I think at the time era of this song, came out in 1989, there was really a whole lot of complications between people that were minorities and the police, and it just came out was like kind of a thing, and they risked it all and threw this song out there. And if you know who I'm talking about, it's the boys from Compton, and they released a song that really took on the whole time what was going on between the people in their neighborhood and the police. And I can't say the full name, but it's here on the screen, and I'll just go with F the Police. And it was an absolute anthem going at police brutality. I mean, it just became like the whole slogan. It was on every t-shirt. It was on, and the controversy comes, there's a lot of people that are like, you know what, saying, police do a good job, do good things for you and stuff like that. But I think everything comes from a perspective. I think if something in your life doesn't happen to you, doesn't mean it doesn't happen to somebody else. And I think this song was so important in the culture and the history. I mean, they really pushed the boundaries, and really a song that just kind of was a whole song to explain that era for people who just weren't being treated fairly as they believed, and as I believe they weren't being either, as it was a bad time. There was a lot of rough times going on at that point. The 80s were definitely a difficult time for racial injustice and problems in that whole area between law enforcement and minorities. So, love the song. N.W.A. F the Police. I like the Police too, but I don't know what they had against Sting. But that's an awful joke. It's a terrible joke. But yeah, that was my top 10 list. Love all these songs. I think they're amazing. I think you should check them out for yourself. And tell me what you think should have been on the list or what shouldn't have been on the list. Or you could say, hey, Mike, you're an idiot for putting that song on the list. And I'll say, well, all right, whatever. But as always, man, if you're lifting up, if you're climbing up, reach down, pull somebody up with you. And music makes life a whole lot better. And love me a good protest song. And always spread controversy. Why not? So I will see you all in the next video. You all have an amazing, amazing night. Bye.